Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to Ain't Nothing But a G Thing. I was way too white to say that. Like way too white.
Like, it's okay though. It's okay. You know what? We appreciate the effort. We appreciate the effort. We
couldn't do it.
You know what? It's funny because we appreciate the effort, and we also appreciate that you didn't try too hard.
No.
So it's good.
No, it's just like
I think it's
okay. Still didn't work, but you know.
Yeah, but it's okay.
It's okay.
It will work.
You know what? Honestly, Ryan. You know, I mean, you could do the intro if you wanted to. I mean,
ain't nothing but a G thing. Easy.
There you go. He doesn't even introduce diddly squat. But look how smooth it was. Look how like I said it, and it's like them trying to teach you on Sesame Street, right? Ryan says it, and it just flows out like smooth jazz.
Ain't nothing but a G thing.
That's my co-host Ryan Grant. I'm Tom Grossi, and oh baby, we are back for another one. And you might be like, "Wait a minute, Tom, we just saw you on Saturday," and I was like, "Yeah, because you did." But we're here to break down the Saturday game and, of course, take a look at the big Sunday night game between the Tennessee Titans and the Green Bay Packers, which, by the way, if the Rams beat the Seahawks and the Packers win, they clinch the number 1 seed in the NFC.
There we go. Rams beat the Seahawks.
Rams did just lose to the Jets.
Yeah, Rams did lose to the Jets. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. That's a good matchup, too.
So they'll either fire back or literally fall into a pit of despair. There's no in between.
Absolutely. You're right. It's one of the
But yeah, it was. Let's talk about. We got a couple topics to talk about today. We'll talk about Saturday night's game. We'll talk about some Pro Bowl. Talk about some Pro Bowl snubs, and then we'll jump into Sunday night's game. So Saturday, we went live a couple of hours before the game, and by live I mean it was still pre-recorded. But it went on YouTube and it went on the Belief Network a couple hours.
Live, I mean not live.
By live, I mean the complete opposite of live. And the Green Bay Packers replicating their score from last year against the Panthers, taking them down 24-16. True story. There was a little.
Yeah, the score wasn't a representation of the game, but yes, okay.
Well, and here's the thing, Ryan Grant. Here's the thing, because let's talk about good stuff first, and then we'll get into it. Rodgers. 20 for 29, 143 yards, touchdown through the air, on the ground, brought back the belt. It was a great day. Your boy Aaron Jones, 145 yards on 20 carries with a touchdown.
Yep, got it done. Got in the nice little play. Get that touchdown. It was a good day. Offense was good. That was a solid day. Feel good about it.
Defense made that goal line stand, forced the fumble.
Yes. Oh, that was big.
Beautiful.
That to me is that's game over right there.
That was a beautiful thing. Now let's talk about some of the negatives that are getting brought up on the Twitterverse.
There you go. Let me see.
Let's talk about it. One, sad news. Devontae Adams did not get a touchdown, meaning that his consecutive streak of games did come to an end. Came to a game at 8 games, which is still very impressive.
Damn.
But it did. I was hoping for it. Even in like the fourth quarter, I was hoping for it, but
okay.
Because they I will say they limited Tay pretty well, 7 for 42.
Yeah, they did a good job. Yeah, that was decent.
And like you said, it was going to all be about coverage, and they covered him pretty well. I mean, again, they sacrificed it in the run game because we ran all over them, but I think
pick your poison.
Exactly.
Pick your poison and hope that the other aspect doesn't kill you. That's usually what happens.
That's it. But what the Twitterverse is really complaining about is the Green Bay Packers did real well in the first half, and they were just pedal to the metal. We're crushing it. It was 21-3 first half. Listen, if you were in the live stream, Ryan, I had my championship belt on, right? I had a whiskey in my hand. It was a glorious sight because I was like, finally, a game where I don't have to panic or worry, and it was wonderful.
And you're like, whoa, don't talk so fast.
And then
so fast.
We scored 3 points in the rest of the game in the fourth quarter as the Panthers slowly clawed their way back. And Aaron Rodgers did come out and say that he was not happy with the performance. He thought it was not really a great win because he said you can't do this in the playoffs, which he's not wrong.
Nope, he is right. You will lose that game. So yes, I think that we played another game this season that was very similar to me.
Colts.
The tale of two different halves.
Yeah, it was the Colts. Yep, we crushed it in the first half. We were blowing them out, and then we lose the game.
And it's interesting because you want to see teams like, yeah, starting fast is great, but at this time of the season, I'd rather teams finish strong and just then actually start and I don't know that like just fizzle out. It's that, yeah. So I think that's something to pay attention to. And I don't know if it's performance. I don't know if it was game plan. I do think that the coaching staff kind of took their foot off the pedal a little bit. But I don't know. Yeah, but that is something to, you don't want that. So fortunately, it's not playoff time, and we got the win. So it's you can. It's not about complaining about it, but you're mindful of it and be like, yeah, we got to address that. So I appreciate Aaron's comments about it. But yeah, they got to do better. They got to finish games better. And as I said, they got to finish games. They have to finish games. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, ideally you want to start fast. You want to come out smoking the second half, and you want to finish the game on all three. Cool. Okay. Yeah. But you got to make sure you finish games, especially in the playoffs. You have to make sure you finish games. Games are going to be tight no matter what in the playoffs. So you got to finish them. You got to be, because you never know how it's going to swing. You know what I mean? You could the ball could swing total opposite than what you want the first couple of possessions. Something can happen, turnovers, something wild. So if you happen to be down early in the game or situational, you got to be able to finish a game to either put yourself back in a position or to seal the deal. So that is something like I think Aaron's comments on that are really, really, really they're sound.
Yeah, and I listen. I think we have everything that we want right in front of us. Right, literally could clinch on Sunday night. We could clinch the whole thing, or if we just beat the Bears in Week 17. Who listen, the Bears are gonna come out swinging because they would love to play spoiler, right? And I think there's still a minute chance in some alternative reality that they can make the playoffs. So
really?
Yeah, I think pretty sure it is. I don't. It's way back. Remember how we were talking weeks ago about my 1.3% chance of making the NFL? I think it's hovering around those numbers for the Chicago Bears. But what I will say is that if the Green Bay Packers, and we talked about this on Saturday, if the Green Bay Packers wind up getting home field advantage, I feel incredibly confident in this team. I think the defense is starting to get to the point where they're making dynamic plays. Chris Barnes, obviously, he's been playing well all season. He was the one who forced the fumble. I think that they're starting to really get into a groove. You're talking about identity. It is surrounded by that offense, but it kind of is like that bend, don't break defense, but with a little bit of a better pass rush this time, because he is playing his head off. And we talked about Gary doing well. I just think that I like our chances against the teams that we're going to play, but it all comes down to exactly what you said. We got to finish the football games. That's it. Yeah,
we got to finish the game. But I am saying I do want to let's continue to keep an eye on special teams.
Yes, 100% so.
I'm going to continue to harp on that. Let's keep an eye on special teams, and I'm hoping that there's an emphasis on guys really taking control of roles on special teams.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be big. Promise you.
Especially in Lambeau when it's freezing cold. Yeah.
I promise you, it's going to be big. So it's going to be very important and imperative that guys are willing to step up and take care of those roles. So we'll see how it goes.
We shall wait and we shall see. Past the Panthers game, you also had some Pro Bowl noms come out.
Pro Bowl. We got about 15.
Yeah, lot of Packers on there. However, of course, the focus is also on the snubs, and we were talking about this off camera. Two big snubs is Corey Linsley, who is back at practice, by the way, which is phenomenal. But Corey Linsley, and of course, Big Bob Tonka Truck Tunyon, who he's putting up amazing numbers.
Yeah.
And the people, and and you and I were talking about this.
First off, hold on. Before I want to give Bob all the attention that he deserves.
Sure.
Because it's despicable. How many positions did Corey play this season?
Corey Linsley, he was the one.
You know what I'm saying? He only how many positions did he move around the line? Or
No,
no?
I think he was just center.
Okay, cool.
It was Elton Jenkins who moved everywhere.
Elton, yeah, okay, cool. All right. Why do you think Corey didn't get in?
I honestly, I mean, he's been injured a little bit. You know, he's missed a few
Yeah,
games.
so maybe they just think consistency. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I mean,
okay.
if you're paying attention to like PFF and stuff, like he has been like number one. Like he has been phenomenal this year at center.
That has nothing to do with Pro Bowl.
No, it has absolutely nothing.
He might get some votes towards All Pro.
Yeah.
You know, Demario Davis last year was first team All Pro or something like that, first or second team All Pro, but didn't make the Pro Bowl.
Sounds about right. Well, we were talking about this though, right? Like we were to the players, like getting into the Pro Bowl is still a big deal, right? Because not only of just like I'm into the Pro Bowl, but you're just talking about like contracts, you're talking about incentives.
Yeah, contract has money involved, absolutely.
And I mean, in my humble opinion, like the Pro Bowl has really kind of just become a parody of itself. They've tried fantasy football. You have, no offense fans, but like you have the fans that have a say in like what the vote is. And like then it just becomes a popularity contest. And again, if it was just dumb, meaningless fun, which I feel like a lot of fans perceive it as, then it's fine. But if you're talking about like, listen, like I have money on the line for like, you know, getting into this, and you're kind of just leaving it up to like some cockamamie voting process.
There's no like foundation or basis on it. Like if you're not top 5, you shouldn't get in. Like playing, you know what I mean? Like you shouldn't be able to get. I don't care. Like you shouldn't get in. Like, yes, I know guys seed and sometimes they, you know, alternates pop. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like, you know, okay, now we can transition into my frustration with the Bob Tanyan, because in no universe, Twitter, alternate, Marvel, cinematic, whatever, there's no universe that Tanyan doesn't get into this Pro Bowl.
Correct.
How many touchdowns does he have? 10?
Is it 9 or 10? It's 9 or 10.
No, it's 10.
Is it 10? We're at 10
double
now?
digits. I believe
he did score one, right? He did score on
double digits.
Yeah.
How many dudes in the league have 10 touchdowns?
Correct.
No matter what position.
Correct. Yeah.
He doesn't get in.
Too. He is a very good.
He's literally been balling. He's the definition of balling. Devontae in that little clip said, it's either going to be me or you.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, hey, man, let's try and make it one. No, he knew right away because we're going to be one of us. We're the ones scoring the touchdowns.
Yep.
And listen, no disrespect to Evan Ingram, but disrespect to Evan Ingram because, dude, first of all, he doesn't even have a good season.
No.
And I know I sound like a hater. Oh, yeah, he didn't have a good season. Plain and simple. Like, now, and you can say he didn't have a good season because you only had 1 touchdown target. Like, there's so many ways that you could base upon, like, look at it statistically. Not only does he not have anywhere near the stats that my man has, but they did not win at all. How many games have they won? 2, 3?
I think they had a 4-game win streak at
one
point.
The Giants have a 4-game win streak.
Well, not now. No, because they lost again. No, they lost again. But like, no, they're in 3rd place now in the East. But I think they're only like 1 game out because that's how terrible the East is. But here's what I'm gonna propose, which I think, no offense, Mr. Ryan Grant, I think you might be overlooking, and it's something that I think is playing a big role into why Big Bob Tunyon got snubbed.
It better be. Come on, let me hear it.
So, if you can remind the audience at home, the team that Evan Ingram plays for.
Yes, we do know that the Giants are attention.
Okay. Who else is on the team with Evan Ingram? Wide receiver position.
Who else is on the team with him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a man named Golden Tate.
Oh.
And so my hypothesis is that Golden Tate, listen, there's been a lot of buzz about this show, obviously. And, probably saw a clip and was like, oh, okay. And so, listen, obviously, it's the middle of the season, so he can't hunt me down at my own home just yet, but off season's coming real soon for them.
Yes.
And he was like, how
And
could I hurt?
You're not terribly far away.
Yeah. How I'm not. That's what the scary part is. He could just take an Uber. He's basically saying, how can I hurt Tom Grossi in a way that he'll never see coming? And the way that he did it was he got Evan Ingram. He must have bribed whoever it was to get in to take it away from Big Bob Tunyon. And that honestly seems like the most logical explanation because there's nothing else that could explain it.
Nothing. I don't know. Who actually voted for Ingram? Who do you think? I don't know. No way.
I don't even know if fans vote for Ingram.
That's what I'm saying. Like what? That's what I meant. What fans?
They're gonna look and be like, I'm gonna vote for Travis Kelce. George Kittle's hurt. And they're like, I'm gonna vote for him.
Literally, what would make you actually vote? Like, I get it. Yes, small market, Green Bay. You don't even know half the guys, and it's an interesting thing that based upon performance, everybody gets snubbed with things because they always think that it's a result of the one decent quarterback that you have, which makes everybody say, oh, well, everybody should have astronomical stats.
Yes.
That's even why my man's getting snubbed for it's hands down. You guys been the best coach over the last 2 years. Hands down. There's not even a conversation for coach of the year. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? Yep. So I apologize. I feel it's frustrating. It is. It's frustrating. As a guy who got snubbed from the Pro Bowl 1 year, I'm with you, Bob.
It's Golden Tate's fault. I think that's.
See, I'm not.
That's
I like Golden.
I hear it.
I like Golden, and I know that you think Golden has
it's a vendetta.
Underlining vendetta
It
against.
is a Count of Monte Cristo start of story.
Oh,
lying in wait for years and years and years for his revenge.
That is a great story that he is.
Yes.
Waited in the trenches.
Yes. In
the shadows.
Yes.
As we would say, for years to finally pop up.
I mean, listen, he wished me a.
People don't even know that he actually, the only reason why he signed with the Giants is to be able to do this.
Yep.
Against Tom.
I believe that with all of my heart and being.
When you're willing to go undercover so deep that you forget you're undercover, and
it's true.
You forget that your entire purpose is to ruffle the feathers of Tom Grossi that you don't even know.
It's true. Yeah. No, he's a dude playing another dude disguised as another dude.
Another dude.
That's it. It's Inception. It's all the way down. It's so all deep. The way down. And at the very core of his brain, there's a small nightstand and there's a picture of Tom Grossi on it. And that's it. Like that's what it is.
That is hilarious, man. Speaking of Inception, really quickly, did you see Tenet?
Okay. I have not. I want to. I heard you said it was whack.
Okay. I'm a film guy, and I'm somewhat of a film snob.
Ooh, yes.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of a snobby when it comes.
Be classy, so it's all right. It's all right.
I'm kind of snobby when it comes to films. I'm actually the only person in my family that didn't study film. Like my brother went to film school.
You were saying that, okay? All right.
So, I just grew up around a lot of conversations around film and cinematography and different things. And I love Nolan. I love Christopher Nolan's films. I love just that, he does some wacky stuff and whatever.
Sure.
And I'm not even mad at the premise. Tenet, cool. I don't even want to go into detail about it, but subpar. If the entire movie, you're the main character, you're like, I can't get down with it. That overshadows the rest of the film. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, this guy's getting on my nerves. From the beginning, the entire movie just got on my nerves. And I'm like,
wasn't a believable guy.
No. And somebody said, well, you can't believe. And I'm like, that's the point. Yeah. If we're watching something that I have to pay attention to and I have to really spend my disbelief. If I have to really dive in deep. And I'm like, literally the character is just annoying me to the point. It's like, yo, dude, get out of here. And like, I can't even believe that you'd be the guy. In many roles, it just seems Like he was outclassed. You know what I mean? Because you'll see it. He was outacted by everyone else.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's not his fault by any means, because when you see he's got some serious actors around him.
Yeah.
Like he had, he had a crew. So it was like, it was a phenomenal opportunity for him to step up, and so I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, he was outclassed, and that's what it looked like the entire film to me. So I'm watching this film from a guy who's supposed to be the main character, but he's being outclassed and overshadowed by people who were phenomenal actors and just the real deal and came with it. So it was subpar from that aspect, and I think that it's a serious enough premise that honestly you need in the film probably should be 4 hours.
Really?
Just because it's Nolan, you know what I mean? If it's not going to be
into some weird stuff.
Yeah, you know, when Nolan's into stuff that literally is going to make you like, he doesn't even care if you understand the film. So
no, 100% not.
His whole thing was like, I don't care if you.
This is not for you. This is for me.
Yeah. This is just art and expression, like whatever. So it's worth a watch.
Okay.
I will say that I'd say it's potentially worth 2 watches because you might want to, but you will see what I'm saying.
I think I'm seeing it next week. So I think one of my buddies got it on Blu-ray. So I was like, I think we're gonna establish a COVID safe viewing. Listen, I think we just also figured out what to do in the off season because now this is going to be Grant and Grossi's film review.
We can do it.
And
you can do it.
And like, you can bring like the Mezzanotte or like, like a lot of like you can bring all like, your Italian, like, out there abstract films. You can do it.
I will. One of my favorite films is the Italian film, Cinema Paradiso. So,
La Cinema Paradiso.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic movie. That is a fantastic movie.
You want to hear a wild story? This is how I got in the film. My father, one of my father's really good friends owned a video store and they were going out of business. And he gave my father something like 75% of the films.
Jesus.
When I was
like here.
Yeah, so we had rooms filled with VHS tapes.
That's crazy.
So I've seen like
everything.
Really everything growing up. And my father got me into like I was into Westerns. So I really love Westerns because my dad was big into Westerns. So like old school Westerns. I've watched like foreign films, everything just across the board. So yes, I'm a film snob. Okay. People always get on me like, "Oh, it doesn't." I'm like,
Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll just alternate our picks, right? So you'll bring in some like highbrow, really abstract piece, and then like the next week I'll bring in Spaceballs, And
listen, I can go. I'm very versatile. So whatever
I think it balances it out to just make sure we
can listen. I said my palette is wide.
Spaceballs is a great movie.
It is. Spaceballs is a good one. Listen, some of my favorite movies, Big Trouble in Little China. I got.
Oh, hold on. You know what? On that note, hold on. Am I wearing pajama pants? Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
But no worries. Hold on. We gotta.
I'm just glad you're wearing pants.
Yeah, you're lucky. All right, hold on. I gotta find it. It's somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. Gotta find it. A couple things here. We got a, we got a little something. We actually have a Spaceballs signed by Mel Brooks script. So we're rocking with it.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like printed out. It's not like a real script. It is the script, but, but he signed it. That's the important thing.
That's the whole point is that he signed it.
Yeah, he signed it. So that's all. It's one of my favorite. That Airplane, those comedies, all about it.
Yeah,
all about it. Those old.
Oh, and you know what? I need to preface it. At the end of the day, no disrespect to John David, because I got love, of course, all day, always for John David, because he's the truth. I just think he's growing as an actor. I got love for the whole Washington family. They're somewhat like family. My uncle was very, very close friends and was Denzel's roommate in college. So
really?
Yeah, so
that's a connection.
That's somewhat of a connection. Yeah. So I'm not hating.
I'm not going to try to even attempt to put this back right now.
Yeah, so you just messed up any value there.
No, it's destroyed. It's destroyed. It's been wiped away. Yeah. Oh, Denzel. He honestly probably one of my favorite football movies. I love Remember the Titans. I love that movie. That soundtrack.
I hate football movies.
So you did not like Remember the Titans?
No, I liked it. I did. When I hate them, it's not because they're not good movies. Like Remember Titans is a great movie. It's just that it's really hard for me to watch the football
because you're just like, no.
I'm like, no.
That's not the gap that guy should run down.
It is. It's hard to watch. It is hard.
I get that. It's like being a chef and watching a chef show. You're just like,
yeah. No, absolutely. It's very difficult to watch.
I get that. That makes sense. Sense.
Varsity Blues was good.
There you go.
It's good football. Any Given Sunday was good football. It was crazy.
There you go.
You know what? And then when you hear stories, you're just like, yo, some of these dudes didn't know that we were just like not playing. That's where it's like, yeah. It's like play football and then just film it. And then
you know what? Here you go. Because we've already gone off the rails. Did you see 1917?
1917. No, I did not. And you know why? There's a reason why I'm iffy. I should see it, and I will see it at some point in time. I'm just iffy about like it's a war film, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm iffy about war films.
I loved it.
Okay, I'm gonna go check it out.
I'm also a huge World War One. Like I love the.
Oh gosh, yeah. I have a good friend who's the same way. Like anything that is World War, like early war, like he's all.
I love World War One. I love post World War One society. It's my favorite history to study. Yeah. Okay. I get that. It's beautifully shot because they shoot it as if it's one take.
One. Yeah. So I know that. I've watched a lot on it in the sense that it's awesome. Supposed to be one shot, and it's
Even my wife, who just like doesn't care about like, this is a good movie. She's like, this was good.
Okay, she was willing to give it up.
She was like, this was good.
Your wife is interesting.
Yes.
Does she enjoy anything that you're into? She's serious because she just enjoys you.
Like breathing oxygen is.
She enjoys you as an individual so much.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Willing to be around you and not enjoy anything that you're into. I think
it's because I'm so close off. Like we go to a lot of concerts, like obviously pre-COVID.
Oh, okay, cool.
There was a year we went to 15.
I'm about to say there was a time when you went to concert.
Yeah. We went to 15 in 1 year. That was a crazy year.
Oh,
so we're right outside the city, so we were able to like go see a whole bunch of
them. Yeah. Okay.
It was nice. Yeah.
That's cool. All right.
So there you go. There you go. And breakfast at Tiffany's.
There you go. Breakfast at Tiffany's. All right. Well, I like this idea. I like we can do after the Packers win the Super Bowl. We can definitely do a little film review.
See, and what's best is we'll call it film review, and they'll all think we're breaking down football film.
That'll be awesome. That would be awesome.
It's just a curveball. That's
curveball.
Yeah, that's it. And you know what? I hate to break up the happiness, but it made me think of film review because I was watching highlights from the 2010 Super Bowl. Shout out to Kevin Greene's family. That's
very rough. Actually,
that hurt.
Very surprising to me. Yeah, it threw me off big time when I saw Clay tweet about it. I had to hit Clay, so we talked to each other about it, and I'm like, yo, what's going on here, man? Yeah. It's been this year, just of course, it's been this year, very typical to 2020, but a lot of guys, man.
Yeah,
strength coach. Yeah, just I don't just man.
It ain't good, bud.
Giants, Marcus. Coach Greene. Coach Greene. You know, it's funny. He was great. He was a wild man, like in the sense of his spirit and just like his passion for he just went about it hard. And I think that a lot of times he's the type of guy that as a coach, even Clay said it. You probably butt heads with a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you really rock with him because he's going to have your back. You know what I mean? He's so passionate about the game and he wants ballers and like all, and he's all about guys who are willing. If you're willing to lay it on the line, he's going to lay it on the line for you. It's awesome, man. He was great. He was a great spirit and a great coach for us. So respect and condolences to his family and everything. So
100%. But yes, we will do Grossi and Grant film review, and we will not tell anyone it'll be about movies. 100%. Yeah. I am fully on board with that idea.
We can throw in a little football.
Sure.
Little football study every so often.
Sure.
Yeah, there's no
And
problem.
you know what? It'll just be your highlights too, because like we want to make it like super narcissistic and like egotistical. And she's like,
Trust me,
I'm like,
it's
what
just my
team did
highlights,
you pick this week, Ryan? You'll be like, well, against Seattle that one time.
yeah. Like I said, if we pick my highlights, it'll be
Listen, we'll just do one play an episode and we'll really break it down, like to the point where people are like, I'm turning this off now. That's
if you look at my open step.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like, you know what? Let's go back and look at that again. You see the cleats I was wearing that day.
Bad choice.
Bad choice. The synthetic grass, and you can see the blades that are up already right over there. You know, hold on, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. Yeah, no, I think that would go over really, really well. And the Believe Network would throw us off in 5 minutes.
It would. Actually, okay, let's get back to, do we think, we got to get back to this game that's getting ready to happen.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Because we are playing a game, and we are playing against somebody who does what he does pretty well.
Derrick Henry, 321 carries, 1,679 yards, 15 touchdowns.
Yeah, what's he got? 2 games left?
They're talking about him potentially hitting.
It's going to be a tough one, and you never want to be the examples. And unfortunately, I've been a part of some teams that are the ones to give guys the records.
Yes.
College and pros. I've given some guys Heisman trophies. I've been a part of teams that have given some guys
I've given them Heisman trophies. Here you go. Like that.
We blessed USC with 2 Heisman trophy.
There you go. You're welcome.
Based upon their performance against us. So
there you go.
400 balls. And then I believe we gave AP the good old.
Wasn't he 8 yards away?
Was he?
I think it was the week 17 game in Minnesota. I'm pretty sure he was like 6 or 8 yards away from the record. He was gonna he might have gotten 2K. He missed the record though. I think it was at Smith.
No, yeah, it was like, but he definitely got the 2. Yeah,
yeah, he missed like breaking the record though by like 8 yards.
Yeah, but we gave him the 2,000 yards.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, I love it. I mean, listen, the first Packers game that I ever went to was Strahan getting the record because Brett was just like, oh no, I've fallen.
I was young. I remember watching that. I remember
35-3, baby. I was there. First game.
What the hell is going on here?
Yep. Collusion, my friend.
For real. That's one of those. I wish Tuck would have colluded with me and let me get some more yards.
There you go. But listen, Ryan Grant, this Sunday night on Sunday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers have an opportunity to cash their ticket to be the number 1 overall
handle business
spot in the NFC. It's going to be 18 degrees, some snow flurries, 0.4 inches in the forecast. I think that you're going to see a lot of the ground game.
Yeah, that ball's going to be a little hard. Pause. It's going to be a little cold. And, I think they're going to try and – oh, do we have my guy AJ back? Is he back?
Yes, because he ran off. I think he did like a 18-yard gain or something like that on Saturday night. They only used him like once, though.
That's okay. Good.
Ease him back in.
Give everybody carries. Aaron, you got your Pro Bowl. Let's get you some. Let's now we're finishing strong performance-wise. Pad the stats a little bit. I know you got a little stuff in your contract. Yeah, let's get you some good. But we want to get this win decisive. We want to make sure we're getting Jamal, get his hands on the ball, and then give it to AJ. It's cold. We got to use it.
How much does it suck to run in the freezing cold?
How much does it suck to run in the freezing cold? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not like it's not terrible. You're doing a lot to warm yourself up. You're keeping yourself warm. On the sideline we have warmers. So it's not terrible. Sometimes depending on how the ground is, like hits might hurt a little bit more. It's more piercing. But if the ground hits, that hurts. But also you got to understand, it hurts them as well.
That's true.
It hurts on defense as well. So this is why the warmer you can keep yourself, the warmer you can become. In my mind, it plays off in your benefit because they don't want to hit when it's cold. That's the notion. Guys really they don't want to tackle when it's cold. They don't want to get physical when it's cold because it hurts. Like it has. I remember we played when we played the Giants in the NFC.
Oh God.
Which I had no yards because we just got mollywopped up front. But we ran an inside zone and Strahan hit me on the backside. They let Strahan like just pinch down, hit me on the backside, and I remember it hurt so much because we hit the ground.
Yeah.
And Strahan was like, "Oh," you could hear it. He was like, "Oh, RG," and I was like, "Yo, you good?" And he was like, "Yo, that hurts so much." I was like, "Absolutely," like because that's what happens when it gets cold. So everything hurts. They don't really want to hit to that capacity. So, yeah, you gotta just keep yourself as warm as possible. But it also has the capacity to open so many things up because guys don't want to tackle. So if you attack them, you're good. And I think Aaron, I just want to say I'm looking forward. I think they're gonna have a good day on the ground.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, obviously they're going against Derrick Henry. You talked about the stiff arm that it feels like he's done it a million times already this season, which is terrifying. Like this is a really, really good test about, okay, listen, Tannehill had 5 touchdowns, last week. He played real well. He's an accurate passer, and they have some weapons. Corey Davis had a nice season. AJ Brown is obviously a phenomenal wide receiver coming into his second year. And I think that the Titans, they can be good. They've had some wishy-washy games where they haven't looked great. And I believe in the Packers because of the Titans defense and their lack of a pass rush. And they really just have not been too great. And Rodgers has been killing it. But this is a game that it might come down to, like you said, like controlling the ball, time of possession. And, I think if the Packers can score quickly, then, maybe they get away from Derrick Henry because they're just like, oh, crap, we're down a couple of scores. But I got to also think that he's such a dynamic playmaker. They're never really going to.
So, he's so much a part of what their identity is that it actually is in the benefit to just get up early and often and let them try to figure out how to make it work because they can't go away from, they can't desert. Yeah, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like they can't go so far away from Henry because he's so much a part of what they do.
Sure.
Like, what are you gonna do? So, like I said off camera, it's one of those things that Titans started off the season very well. I believe they went like 5-0 or something like that, right?
They started off well.
And but I think that this is because of what's at stake. They're at home. I think the Packers should run away with this.
Ooh, run away.
I think they should.
Okay.
Because I think that it's going to be hard. I think the Packers should. I think it's going to be hard for Tennessee to unless he runs for an astronomical amount of yards. And when I say like that, I mean 180 and above.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
That means that they're serious in control the clock mode. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see this. It shouldn't play out like that. Like I said, any given Sunday, and the Packers have to perform up.
If the Jets can win.
Yes, the ball has to bounce our way. The Jets won. Didn't they whoop them though?
It wasn't really a whooping, but they had control of that game for a while.
At one point in time, wasn't the game?
It was, yes. A while. The Rams had to come back.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The Rams had to come back. And listen, the Bengals beat the Steelers. Steelers, who are looking amazing, have dropped 3 straight now. It is
you know what? That is not. They have not been good. Didn't something happen since that loss? Yeah, it's like they have not been able to put it together. And I wouldn't be surprised if that locker room starting to get a little fussy.
Listen, they were getting destroyed online. The whole Juju Smith-Schuster about doing TikToks. Did it on the Bengals, and he got destroyed. Listen, if you're the Bengals, you're just like, yeah, I liked that. That was good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, I like that, what I saw from that game. And I think the Steelers got some internal stuff. They're a little frustrated now. They haven't been able to, because guys, they haven't been able to find that groove back. And eventually, guys, that's when fingers start saying,
listen,
hey, man.
Like I said, I don't care who the Packers play in the Super Bowl, as long as we get to the dance, and then we worry about who the team is across from us. That's it. I'll take a Super Bowl 1 rematch. I'll take a Super Bowl 45 rematch. I'll take the Bills. I don't care. I don't care. Let's go. Let's get the State Farm Bowl in here. Let's do it.
That would be cool.
I would love
I like the Bills, man.
Bills playing real good. Josh Allen playing real good. Never know.
Even if Kansas City goes into Buffalo, I'm not mad at that matchup. That's a serious matchup.
Yep. So
it would be if Josh Allen could take the Bills, that would be awesome. Good for him.
That would be pretty cool.
It would be cool if he was
If
there
the
to take-
Packers for some reason are eliminated, which they won't be, I will be rooting for the Bills the rest of the way, 100%.
Yeah, I'm with that. You know what? I think you just got my bid too.
There you go. I like it. I think we've really we've sorted a lot out in this episode, as per usual. But I think we've figured out our future, not only for the teams that we
we know where we're going to go career wise. I'm with that. We have some.
That's it. So
solid steps in our future. Yeah.
Threw my pen on the ground. So, well, Mr. Ryan Grant, it's a pleasure as always. Can you please tell the people where they can find all the things that you do, so they can find your beautiful face?
Oh, some of the stuff we can't talk about. All the things I do, but
well, that's the onlyfans.com/RG.
Yeah.
.25.
At Ryan Grant 25. Yeah, we have a blast. See, I know we amuse ourselves way more than we amuse you. At Ryan Grant 25 on Twitter and Ryan.Grant on Instagram and Facebook, whatever. Like
other things too,
The other things, just holler at me, whatever.
But you can find stuff. You're on Cameo. You're on there, right?
Oh, I am on Cameo, and I've had a blast on these last, especially these holiday ones are pretty cool, man. My Cameo.
There you go. Plug it. Cameo. Ryan Grant. Boom.
Cameo. Ryan Grant. RYAN and Grant.
Gotta get money somehow.
Just book me if you want. Yeah, I'll do cool videos. I'll get a little goofy for you. I'm about as goofy as I am here. So
charges a reasonable rate too.
Well, I don't. Reasonable is reasonable comparatively to
correct.
Some of these other guys who charge.
Coming on here, and you're like, listen, you're like a third string guy. Okay, you're coming on
here
in the
hundred,
lots of moolah.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna front. I've bumped my price up a little bit from what it was.
Well, listen.
But
the demand is so high.
Yes, it is still comparatively and still sweet enough. I believe that one of my children is rolling past. Stay back, you.
And that's how you end it, folks. Because I'm Tom Grossi. You can find me on all the things. You can know where to find my voice. Just listen with your heart's ear. Oh, hold on. We got visitors.
Okay, we got visitors.
I'm Tom Grossi. That's Ryan Grant. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.